Hey guys, what's up? It's a Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite documentaries, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new documentary Black Box Diaries. So, yeah, yesterday I watched three films back to back to back. I skipped two classes just so that I could watch three movies, and I watched A Complete Unknown on my laptop in the morning. I watched I'm Still Here in the afternoon, and then at night I went to my campus, USC, and for free I watched Black Box Diaries. This is a new documentary by Ito Shiori, who is a journalist in Japan, and this is a film about her finding the truth and investigating her own rape case. And yeah, first of all, trigger warning if anyone watching this video has dealt with similar experiences of sexual violence. This is going to be a very heavy video. I originally did not plan to review this at all because I was like, it's just a documentary, I watched No Other Land, like the big documentary already. So for the other four nominated documentaries, I'm probably not going to watch too much of it, but sure, I'll watch this one. And oh my god, I did not expect myself to be so emotionally crushed by this movie. I totally did not expect myself to cry, first of all, but I mean, obviously, it is a very heartbreaking and heavy film. And a lot of people beside me in the audience were also crying and sniffing, but also just how deeply haunting this documentary is. It's just one of those documentaries that makes you realize why documentaries are important. Sure, a lot of narrative films, fabricating a story, writing a story, creating a world, and artistically creating it, it's beautiful. It's a form of art. But when you make a documentary, you put the camera down. No, forget about cameras. You put your phone down and you hit record. And what the phone sees is the story. Now that is the truth. And there's nothing more powerful than literally seeing the truth in front of your eyes. And it's dark. It's shocking. It's painful. And it's real. It's not fabricated. And this film just made me realize that importance all over again. It's so powerful, I honestly was in total disbelief. Throughout most of the film, I was just shocked that this is somehow even caught on camera. And sure, most of Black Box Diaries is just, Ito Shiori speaking to her phone, her camera. There's a lot of phone calls. There's a lot of secretly recorded conversations between Ito Shiori and the policemen, her and lawyers, her and other people. But there's also a lot of other things going on. In a lot of ways, her journey in investigating the truth about her case is full of turmoil. It's turbulent because Japan society, despite how American media and Western media loves portraying Japan as this society's living in the 25th century, there are also so many parts of Japanese society that is archaic, that is conservative in a horrifying way. There was a rape law that lasted 110 years, and for such a long time, the age of consent was 13 years old. That is fucked up. And so for her to have the courage to not only record that and then edit it into the documentary, and for her and the producers to submit it to the Oscars and then get nominated, what are the chances of that? This is magnificent, and it's literally happening right now. It's shocking. Just the amount of courage she needed to have just to switch on that camera, by the way. Like, how so many victims of sexual assault and rape, they don't even come forward because they're scared of their own livelihood. They're scared of their own public image after coming out with this incident. And not only did Ito Shiori come out in public with her being, but also just recording it and then turning it into a documentary. Like, I just cannot imagine how much courage is required to even do something like that. And yeah, there are so many things happening in this documentary. There's this one scene where Ito Shiori and her team were chasing after a police officer in the middle of a street, trying to catch him off guard. This Nakamura police officer, that is a riveting sequence. I was just like, just in shock. I wish they actually caught the guy, but the guy unfortunately escaped on a car. And then in the next scene, we see Ito Shiori and her friend basically trying to detect wiretaps in her apartment. He ordered a wiretap detector and started like going around her place and trying to detect it. And it's kind of funny and also just very depressing. Just how much you're sacrificing for coming to the public with this case. How much she's being stalked, how much hate she's getting online. It's just unimaginable. And there are a few moments in this documentary that basically made me cry. I did not see that coming. There's a scene where Ito Shiori basically told us that her dad told her to not do it because her dad wanted her to live a normal life, to live a happy life, get married, have education. And I'm just sitting on my seat thinking, is that really a choice? To live a normal life or to do the right thing? Why is she forced to make this choice to begin with? Why is this choice even a choice to begin with? Why is it so cruel? Another moment was when she was reading an online article, and the article shows a photo of her perpetrator. And before she could even see his face, all she saw was his forehead, and she had a panic attack. And that's going to come back later into the film. There's also, at the end of the film, when we hear Ito Shiori basically recalling, vividly, explicitly recalling the entire incident, and every single line made my heart sink. It was so brutal. It was so devastating. And like, how did she even edit this documentary? Like, isn't it traumatizing to do that? And yeah, the way the film revealed the perpetrator's how he looks like at the end of the film, it's like seeing the face of the devil. It was devastating. The fact that we just spent an hour and 40 minutes learning about how the things he had done and how the system is protecting him, and then he finally shows his face at the end, and it's like seeing the devil. And the fact that there are tens of and thousands of people like him is fucking horrifying. And yeah, there are heartwarming moments for sure. There's a moment where Ito Shiori is calling a doorman at a hotel room who was a witness when the guy dragged Ito Shiori into the hotel. And the doorman was like, yeah, use me as a witness because this is the right thing to do. And Ito Shiori just broke down in tears. And it's just holy shit, you know. Yeah, and you know, it's a bit weird that this documentary is distributed and marketed to America, but I think that's like the smartest possible thing you can do at this point, because there's no way in hell is this film going to be released publicly in Japan. Like, there's no way in hell. So bringing it to America, submitting to the Oscars, and getting nominated, that's huge. That's big. So yeah, wow. Light 9 out of 10. Wow. So have you seen Black Box Diaries? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. She was going to show up for a Q&A, but apparently she didn't feel well. That's a shame.